Hi everyone. I was muted. Amazing. Glorious. All right, let's just I'm gonna summarize, okay? Step 1, go wishlist Far North on Steam. If you haven't already, it's a procedural open world survival game with multiplayer, and the hook is that as you play through, as I just showed you when I was muted, amazing. As the game progresses and as time progresses in the game, you actually go through different seasons, and as the different seasons change, so does the gameplay and challenges, because you're always struggling and fighting the environment. So that's kind of the hook of the game. We have about 13,300, 400 wish lists at this point. We're aiming for at least 20,000. So if you haven't already wishlisted it, please consider doing that. It helps us a lot. Because basically what it does is that once we release, it's going to help us reach this Steam front page. And also, I think, I might be wrong, but the more wish lists we have, the more we're going to be easier to find before we launch even. So we're going to have some more assistance in organically growing. So yeah, so just wishlist Steam if you haven't already. Go join the Discord as well. Join the Discord. We're gonna launch, because this is it's been 2.5 years already. It's gonna be a long project since we're just doing this in our spare time at the moment. Join our Discord. We're gonna make sure to launch the game. We're launching this month, hopefully actually, for like a super early pre-alpha thing, free of charge. You can have multiplayer, you can play single player. It's gonna be broken, it's gonna be messy, but it's gonna help us get it out there, and then we can work with it, like build a community and work with the community to get a feedback, to make everything better. And instead of us working in a silo, we get to do this with you guys, which is always more fun. And it's gonna help I'm hoping that it's gonna help us grow the Discord and make it more engaging and fun for people to discuss actually playing the game, rather than just, seeing a video or seeing pictures, because let's be honest, like there's only so much engagement you can get from that. And this type of game is always gonna thrive with a community. So that's why we're gonna release it super early before we do a proper early access release. So this is like anyone who wants to play it and give feedback can do that. And what I was showing you guys, sorry about that. A lot of lag. That's also something I was saying. My computer is being a little suspicious today. It's lagging a little too much for no reason. Not sure why, but it is what it is. Yeah, it's lagging a lot. It didn't lag this much before I minimized it. Strange. Anyways, what I was showing you is the new seasons. I tweaked it a little bit yesterday. So that now we're able to like spring doesn't actually have leaves. Before that, leaves kind of faded back in and were very lush immediately. Now you don't get the leaves properly grown out until summer, and before that they slowly grow out. And we also tint the terrain or the ground, so not just the grass and vegetation, we also tint the colors of the terrain, so that as you approach autumn or spring, they're more brownish, because it's kind of emulating that it's a bit more dead grass, a little less lush. And for summer it turns green, of course, and then for winter it kind of goes from the brownish to like this white-ish color. We'll see. We need to tweak, but basically the idea with that is that the idea behind it is that we get to kind of fake that there's like some frost on top of it. It's just a silly thing. We'll see how it looks. I also implemented tracks. You can barely see them because it's not much, like there's barely any snow right now, but there are tracks, which is cool because as you walk around you might find tracks and you're like, oh, what's this? And then you can follow it, and then you might find, you know, the animal that actually made these tracks, which is very cool. So yeah, but let's focus on what we're gonna do today. So the problem today is that when we plant flowers, we put them in a palette color, and when we plant them, they don't grow. And I think it's connected to the time system, because how we do it is we schedule updates for all our plants, and I think there's something wrong with that. So we kind of schedule it, but then it doesn't properly run the update. So that's why I think that's where the issue lies. So we're gonna look into that. Time of day. Let's switch over to summer. Something else I want to do with the terrain is that I need to add it more. Everything is very, like, there's a lot of hills, there's barely any actually flat surfaces. I want to fix that later. I want to make it so that we actually have some flat surfaces, which is going to make it look better when we build. But baby steps. Now it's lagging a lot, but here, yeah, seems fairly flat. Come on, you can render. It's a lot of lag. I'm not sure why. Ooh. I think it's because of this. It's probably the generation. We haven't optimized the generation of AI, so it's probably why. That's fine for now. Okay, so let's do cheat.free item.add. Ooh, there's no item. Oh yeah, item.add. We just have this right now. We're probably gonna tweak it or remove it, but for now, it's just for testing purposes. Fly agaric seed 10. I know that this isn't how you plant mushrooms. Don't worry, just for testing. It's also gonna grow seaweed, so you know. All right, so here we go. If we do plant. So, okay, so I think there's something with the... Oh, this is also strange. I had this issue before, but I thought I fixed it by adding... Yeah, I unsubscribed to all the events. So why are we... Let's switch music, by the way. I'd rather have the in-game sound. Maybe it's a little loud. Probably like that. Should be good. All right. Well, I mean, yeah, no, it seems good. Seems good. So we did plant it, even though it's running. I think this might be an issue of a separate thing. Let's see. Let's inspect the palette color, because it should be having these slots. Oh no, oh, you see, there's no instance. There should be an instance. So something is a little wrong. Yeah, no, it doesn't do anything interesting. I just remove it entirely. build a new one and see if it's the same problem. Yeah, missing, so there's always, we're accessing something that shouldn't work. Get interactive slot text. Okay, so why though? Because this is a problem. We shouldn't be doing this right now. I thought I fixed this. Maybe it got overridden by Mark. Let me see the crosshair. Don't worry about the massive uncommented code. Now we're checking if we're in build mode. And if we are, don't raycast. Which is accurate. And it's true when we enter it, and it's false when I exit it. This is also fair. It's very interesting. We shouldn't be having this. Let me see. Placement controller. So we set the data, which means that we're unequipping whatever we have, which is fine. On equipment change. Wait, why are we triggering this? So I'm thinking this is just working my way through the call stack. So when we enable the piece placement controller, we just make sure to unequip whatever we have, which is not incorrect. And at this point, we haven't entered build mode yet. So that means we're at this point, we just spawned the palette color for placement, and we're actually not in build mode, which means that we're looking at whatever we show whatever we're looking at, kind of. Hold on. Yeah, so then because this is used for just unequipping, so when you have something in your hand that you're holding, we make sure when we enter build mode, we actually unequipped it so that you're not holding your axe while we're placing things. It's just gonna be weird. And as we do that, when we unequip, the way the equipment works is also that it checks if we're looking at something that we can interact with in some way. We validate that, we check what item we have on us, and we check what we're hitting or looking at. And I think the issue here is that yeah, so we trigger so everyone knows that we're unequipping. And as we unequip, anything that's subscribed to this unequip effect gets affected. So when I'm looking at this, the palette color, it subscribes to the player's equipment. So if you trigger an event like switch to this equipment or whatever, it can actually check what's changed and reflect that text back to you. So that's an easy way for us to figure out if the item I'm holding can have some effect on the object. So in this case, the palette color. So the problem here is, in that case, yeah. So the problem here is that it tries to get the interactive slot text, like I mentioned, and it's not able to get the state. What's a bit weird is that we shouldn't be getting the state. Like, I could fix this easily by probably by switching place that I entered the build mode before I unequipped. Because then if I'm in the build mode, I'm gonna stop doing that check with the crosshair. Like, I'm gonna stop checking. But I'm thinking that that's not actually the problem here. The real question is, why are we still subscribed, right? That's the real question, which makes me realize, where do we subscribe to this? So let's check. We trigger it on equip here, which means that we did subscribe to it in the cultivation. And we do it here on focus interactive, on equipment changed. Yeah. So here's the problem, right? So when we attach, we subscribe to all the focus per slot. And when we detach, we stop. So that looks good. And slots isn't a state thing. So we shouldn't be getting an issue here, honestly. I mean, now it's already kind of messed up, so it's not gonna work. I guess what we can do is we can check that we actually unsubscribe. But I think there should be no issue with that. Because I'm thinking it shouldn't matter, like, when we unsubscribed, we're already fixing this, like, subscription thing. Also, I'm pretty certain we could probably clean this up a lot. It's very convoluted. Like, events are not great. They're nice, but they're also very difficult to debug, especially if you try to abstract events by having separate events. Not good, not good. And I did this, it's my own fault. All right, we're entered. Let's do this. Let's see if it actually does anything. It did trigger, which is good. So it does get everything. And we have the interaction thing. It does have stuff right now. Maybe it does something weird, like subscribe twice. It would be very strange though. I don't think we do. I don't think we do. Equipment changed. Update interact. That slot state. On event. On event. I mean, in my book, it should be fine. So, what seems to be the issue in this case? let's rerun it. So I want to see if we get this error immediately. I'm gonna check this out by adding it. Let's see if I do. I have some disabled bugs here. This is not a big deal. Problem is that as we exit the game, if we're already kind of exited, there's nothing to. These are subscriptions. I know how to fix them, but one thing at a time. All right, let's see here. Slow, slow, slow. There we go. Now there's... Interesting. Yeah, so I did say this. I mentioned this as well when we... when I was accidentally muted. But basically the main menu runs off of a lightweight version of the procedural scene. Which means, like, when we switch out the grass and vegetation and coloring, it reflects back onto the main menu. But since the main menu isn't fully configured properly, it doesn't doesn't get the full changes. It's a bug. But that also means in the future that we can actually as if it's winter in the game, it's winter in the main menu. We can do that kind of stuff later on, which might be cool, might be not be cool. We'll see. Kind of falls apart a little bit if we have multiple characters, which you of course will be able to have. But we can still do something cool. We might even be able to do something cooler. Like, as you switch, we can check whatever the state was and switch the characters. But we'll see. We'll see. That's a loud bop. We also have a bug with audio not persisting between sessions. There we go. Okay. So palette color. I already made a mistake. Well, it is what it is. Okay, so that worked. And that's making me think that maybe the issue is... So that works. These guys are still broken, but they managed to plant it now, and they didn't before. And I suspect... problem is that I didn't have it like this, I think. So if I hold it like that and I cancel it, that was fine, I guess. Never mind. But maybe I'll like double this and... Yeah, you see? We got some error. Yeah. So that did the thing, at least. So we have two bugs, two separate issues. One is when we're kind of hovering, I think, an interactable slot as we plant it or cancel it, it's subscribed and then we kind of cancel it in the middle of it. Something like that, potentially. Then we have the other issue, which is these guys, and that they don't actually, if I remove you, the old one, yeah. So here we can check, we can see there's some planted things, but if we look into it, like if we check this slot, plant instance, let's debug this. We can see that the lifetime progress is stuck at 0. It did get planted at a start time, so everything looks accurate, except that it doesn't actually tick. Check the actual palette color. Just keeps track of that. Nothing else. Entity info. We probably don't need this anymore. The piece behaviors, whatever. Yeah, so I'm thinking it's time to debug this. But I think the a problem here is let's check the update, because we're not getting it. Update slot state. I don't think we're hitting this ever. So let's figure out state, add callback, growth slots, sure. Updates slot state. Now growth slots is the array of data we send, which is the how many plants it can hold, and then that contains the information we need. So we go through each of them and check. So if you're not the owner, don't do anything, no big deal. If you're not the owner, then update the things. It's pretty much it, like update the state of it. But we're not doing this. Which means I'm thinking we're hitting this. Growth slots, raw view. We have one network array. Plants growable. And then we have a lot of other plants growables. Growth slots. Okay. So this is the entire data. Let's see here. Get this growth slot. If it's not active, we don't have to do anything. Let's see, is any of them active? Technically, I know that's at least one, or like 3 of them should be active. Meta? No? Let's just carry on. Let's do like here. This one is active, nice. So the progress is more than 0. Then, yeah, so we're good. Nothing to update. Get the plant instance. Yes. Is it active? It is already. The progress is 0. And this progress is 0. Okay, but now we know that it works. So now we can continue here, and we can figure out where we actually change this. Reset on event. But we're the ones that are supposed to send the event, so simulate owner. We're getting closer. There's something here, for sure. So what we need to find is just where we actually set this. Here we reset the slot state. And here we send the event. No, we receive the event here when we plant it. That might be a clue, actually. We validate it, whatever, we place it, and then we initialize it. Let's see what happens when we initialize it. Yeah, so here's the plant instance. Right. We have a time system. And then we set the data owner time to ticks. The goal fraction. Just because we're rather than doing complicated calculations, once we send it to the player or the other clients, we just give it a value between 0 and 1. So 0 is 0%, 1 is 100%. I think this is the problem, the schedule with fixed delay. And we can easily validate this. I need to sneeze, sorry. Ooh. Oh, this is loud. Game? I think you're not doing too well. I need to fix the it's too wet once it's wet. That's why they look like they're shining beacons or whatever. There we go. Don't worry about it. Okay. So this is the thing. Let's see. Yep. So here we see an obvious issue. We're doing the get from the simulate owner, but we're never doing the set because we're not actually running an update on the instance. Which means the scheduling here is messed up. So schedule with fixed delay. We're getting the current day, year. Wait. This might be why. Hold on. So let me switch over here and plant another one. We can do this. Come on. No dice? Fine. I will plant a new one. Yes, it's broken now. Unfortunate. No, wait. Maybe it doesn't even run. Can it be that wild? I don't think so. No, it's another issue. All right. Hold your phone. Okay, so I think this, well, like once this bug hits, it seems to not work for anything. Which is also super strange in reality. Yeah. Let me see if I can just exit to the menu. Should be enough because I'm wiping the the systems. Still strange though. Still strange. Oh, we made a hit on something. Oh yeah. So now we're, oh, this is fine. Oh, we do have another bug with time not working as it should. This might be it. Current ticks. 1 hour. I'm not sure. I don't think I can do that right now. But I can take a step. So let me see the event. The delay is a minute. The ticks. Initial delay, yeah. 50 ticks. That seems about right, probably. Current ticks. I think this is what's messed up. Handle overflow. So we check the ticks. If they're more than a day, then we subtract the ticks for a day and add a day. Sure. And if the day overflows to a year, subtract the total days of a year and add. Yeah, this looks fine. Not sure why there's a why is it a while loop though? Kind of weird. Can there? Oh yeah, true. Because it can be more than a day. It might be, you know, maybe you added 400 days worth of ticks. So that's actually kind of true. And we're not overflowing, and the day is not overflowing. So that's fine. That's fine. What makes me curious though is this. So the repeatable event says that we have the initial day thing, and then we have the delay for an hour. So let me just see, and we're supposed to invoke new events. So that's okay. So let's just ignore that stuff for now. Let's see in the event queue, we have 4, which makes sense. We have sleep or restedness or whatever you want to call it. Hunger, thirst. Something? I can't remember. But it makes sense. Okay, so what do we do? Add all events that are due. I think this might be an issue. We're not getting the real ticks. We're getting... This is a locked value. I think the days update, but I don't think the ticks update here. I legit think this is the problem. Okay, run. Which makes sense. So the problem in that case isn't even the... Probably. Because I was... There we go. Okay, good. This is definitely the issue. Because I noticed this, I did another fix, and I ran into a similar issue. So our weather... If we check the... Figure out where the time is going. This is the day percentage. Calendar. But we're not doing calendar, we're doing perennial profile. But we should be going through the calendar, not the profile. This is why. Let me do this. This is wrong everywhere. Probably. It's not maybe not everywhere. Because I don't think the calendar has days per year. No, which makes sense because one is calendar, another one is current day. We can get the day from the time system, that's totally fine. But this is, yeah, here we go. This is the problem, at least. Is this a calendar thing? No, tick speed is also fine. But yeah, wherever we access the perennial profile, that's where we need to look into things. Let's just see and go through it. So we have this is fine. This is old and dead code. So never mind. We know tick speed is fine. Calendar. Yeah, okay. So the calendar is just the current time, which is good. Okay. Tick speed is nothing. Ticks per day is nothing. Here we go. This is old stuff. We should be doing the calendar. Like that. For sure. Let's just, come on. Handle overflow. Ticks per day is fine. Days per year is fine. Tick speed is fine. Ticks per day is fine. Fine. Ticks per day, fine. This is all conversion, that's accurate. Scheduling here is now using the calendar instead. This one should also run the calendar, of course. Invoking should also, of course, run through the calendar so that we validate with the actual in-game time rather than just the set things. Handling overflow is fine because we're just checking the actual configurations. Yeah, that's it. I think that's it. Yeah, so if you didn't follow along, I mean we need to validate that this actually works. But the issue was that we didn't actually we didn't check with the current time, we checked with the the configuration. So we didn't get the in-game time. We got like a static set base time, which is why it didn't work. So now it's all good. Yeah, there we go. So I think that's gonna fix it. And that's actually gonna fix two things at once. We're gonna get our health to decrease again over time, which is good. And we're gonna hopefully fix the plant seeds so that they start growing. Because what failed was the invoking. No, we still have the bug with the subscriptions, but that's a different story. So at least like one step at a time, we can work from there, which is good. It's almost time for me to go get some breakfast, but I'm gonna work a little bit more before. I'm just gonna validate this, make sure it works. Nice thing is we can start validating immediately by checking what happens if we jump an hour ahead. So if I do time.tod, time.add time of day, like 1. Ah, okay. Feel like it might have made a weird jump. Ah, but you see the health is decreasing, which is a good sign. Actually, it tells me that it might be a little broken, but not too bad. So let's see. Now let's do item.add fly agaric seed 10. Now we do this. Ah, you see, we got it. Now it's running. There we go. Let's see if it's just growing. Palette color. Growth. Yeah, you see it's growing. Lifetime progress. I mean, what did I set it to grow? Might be very slow. Game, scriptable objects, items, inventory, agaric seed, data. Let's not have debug. There we go. So for the seed representation, it's max age. Okay, so it's gonna grow for a day. That's not bad. Then we should be able to see it increase. It doesn't look like it's accurately doing that. Like, let's add 10 hours. Oh. All right. Oh, I didn't. Yeah, I added 10 hours. Hey, you know what? Maybe it does work. But I think it's running. I think the problem now is that it doesn't... Unless we do a time skip, it doesn't update. It seems like. So let me check this again. It's in the time system, right? Invoke new event. We do that all the time. So I mean, we know that we're doing this. Get next execution. This might be why. Let me see. Do we have any due events? We don't, but we have 5 in the event queue. So 8 for... This is day 20. 30 minutes. This should probably trigger. Current day is 21, yeah. Current ticks is... So yes, this should actually trigger. I'll invoke all events that are due if the year is less or equal. This should be true. Oh, okay, wait. True. And then the day. True. And then the ticks. Oh. Wait. This is where we do a mistake, I think. Because the current day is already more. So if this and this. So if the day, if the year, let's go through this. If the year is equal to or more, then we're good. We should still, like, we should say there's a trigger. If the day is the same as the current day or more, we should still trigger. But now, for the ticks, if this is where we do a mistake, if the tick, we can't validate that the tick needs to be larger than the current tick, because that's silly. Because if we're in a new day, that won't matter. This only matters so we can't make this as nice as I did. I should probably just make a method for this and validate it, which makes it easier. So let's just do a private bool is event due, is time event due. We pass in the time event like that, and it's close. Let's make this simple first. So if the time event year is less than the current calendar year, return true. If time event day is less than the cozy, same thing, current day, return true. And then the only time we care about tick rate is if these guys are the same, which means if time event dot year is the same and the time event day is the same, and here's the kicker, if the tick rate is smaller than the current tick or equal to, that means we should trigger, because that means we're in the past. So get rid of this and do return true. This is more accurately what we're trying to do. And I think this is fine to keep it as it is, because it's actually pretty easy to read. It's much easier than before. So now all we have to do in this case is if is time event due and pass in the time event, then run it. Do we do this check anywhere else? I don't think we do, but it's important to check. No, we're good, we're good. But this was the mistake, because we didn't validate the ticks, which makes it execute almost never. You want me to clean this up? Yeah, fine. That's okay. Sure, that's acceptable. I don't think there's any other issues. Get an execution, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, we're good, we're good, we're good. So that should fix so there were 3 issues, but now we fixed 2 of them. So now we validate that things run out at specific times, which should make it more accurate. So now our health and stuff should work as well again, which is good. We need that. If this is all fine, I'm gonna end this stream once this compiles and we get to validate it. Then we have one more issue left, which is the subscription thing. I know we could bypass it by entering build mode before we do the other things, but I don't see why we should do that and why it should be an issue. So we'll see. Baby steps. For now, we did this. This was the entire change. Switching to calendar and switching to this. Very good, very good. We'll see if there's any difference. New game. Come on. You can do it. There we go. Yeah, it's definitely running slower than usual. It's probably need to restart my PC. But no matter, no matter. It broke. I think. Yeah, it broke. Damn it. And we need to rerun it. It's a weird bug. I'm very much not sure why it happens either. But I'm sure I'll find it out eventually. Seriously. Fine. It's good enough. Hold on, let me just build a. Hold on. I'm gonna use the roof as a ladder. There we go. Don't judge me. Fly, agaric, seed, 5. Alright. I guess we can start by looking at... This should every 30 minutes decrease. Time the TOD. It's a little slow. It should be running soon. Let's see. I think they invoke every 30 minutes. In-game minutes. Oops. Maybe not. Alright, it's been an hour soon. Oh! They did change. Did they? Alright. Let's plant some seeds in the meantime. Oh! They have changed. I see it. I see the bar. Maybe. Yeah. I see the shadows. Maybe. Maybe. Very convincing, right? Like that. Let me just... I don't know, man. Let me do the... sheet dot free. Let me just... I'm gonna build another... like a better... Let me place it around here. That's better. Do, 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 do. Platform. It's lagging a lot. I'm hoping it doesn't lag for you guys. Like the stream. Alright. Let's see if these bad boys are actually growing. Looks good. So I'm fairly optimistic. We know they take a full day, and I suspect they update once every something. Let me check this. Are any events due? They're not. That's fine. I just want to check. Peek into the event queue. Day 20. Day 20 at 666 and 668. And what's the current time? Can I get that? Should be able to. Current day is 20, current tick is 647. Means that we're gonna jump up soon. Hold on. What was the date? 666 and 668, and we're at 647. So very soon, actually. Let's just keep track. Did it jump already? I'm so uncertain. You might have jumped already. Damn it. Why didn't I just put a breakpoint if in the due events? Dummy. Yep. Due event. 1. 668. Yep. Current tick. 668. 74. Huh. Nice. Yeah. Here we go. Things are working. Yay. Ah, another invoke. On what? Queue event. Which one? This is every 10 seconds, so or 10 minutes. So this must be the stats for health. Now if I jump, time.add TOD like 1 hour. Okay, so the time jump is still very broken. Schedule with fixed delay. It's probably the health. Decay. Initial delay is the decay rate. On game time change. That's when we, yeah, so then we shouldn't be doing this. Why would we do this? Because we make us, well, yeah. I guess technically that's true, because when we do a time skip, I mean, we can do it nicer. Can't we emulate it? Like, if we do a time skip in the invoked you events. No. We can't properly figure out. No, we can't do it. Okay, I see the point here. For this, that like it decrements continuously. There's another bug, but this is different though. It's not. This isn't the issue. There's decay rate. When we schedule this, it's fine. But that's a different issue at least. This works. Yeah, you see it. We can collect it. Yay. Nom. Sweet. Alright. We're gonna finish here. That's a good place to finish. We made it work. In the end, this was the issue with the time system. So fixed broken time system for scheduling time events. This is basically what the problem was. Let me just save the project, make sure I didn't mess anything up. This is just me doing stupid stuff. We're good. We're good. Fix broken time system for scheduling time events. Yes. Commit. Sweet. We got more things that we don't care about. Fine. Push. Sweet. All right. Thanks everyone for hanging out. This was nice. I've been thinking about this bug for quite a while. I'm gonna carry on later today, off stream, trying to fix that tiny bug as well. And once that's done, the palette colors work. Then the next thing I'm gonna pick up is actually revamp how we handle the heat sources in the game. Right now we have the thing with the cooking, and like we have a food rack and a campfire. And the problem that we have is that when we the only way we can kind of connect the cooking rack to the campfire is by actually pairing them up. But I realize that's kind of stupid. There's no reason to do that. The only thing we should need to do is detect if there's a, like when we place the food rack, we just check, is there a heat source close by? If yes, start cooking. And if that heat source doesn't heat anymore, stop cooking. It's as easy as that. And we just enable that heat source when we enable the campfire. So we don't care about that it's a campfire or whatever. whatever we mark as having a heat source and we put a collider to it, we can just do a check. We can just do a check. Is there a heat source? Yes, no. Should be it, pretty much. We could run it by events and stuff like that, but we'll see. Baby steps. Anyways, that's it. Thank you for watching. It's been great. I will probably be back tomorrow. Then you get to follow along when I do that stuff. I suspect. We'll see. Anyways, have a good one.